Facebook just got slapped in the face by a judge. New York State Court just ruled it has to cough up information from nearly 400 users. That includes photos, messages, postings. Prosecutors were demanding that info as part of investigations about Social Security fraud. Now, all of the tech giants, Google, Microsoft, etc., they're worried that this will set a dangerous precedent. So what happens if prosecutors come across other incriminating things on people's profiles? Can they use that against them? Ira, give me I guess there's two scenarios. One, this could be limited in scope, and the other is this opens Pandora's box.
Well, again, it's like what's the expectation here? People put things on Facebook just like they did on Ashley Madison, and I'm horrible technologically. I can get into anybody's Facebook.
No, that makes you lucky.
If you belong to Facebook, you can get into somebody else's Facebook and read it. The cops don't have to do it. It's out there for the public. So I don't know what people do. And again,
well, you need the password. That's their
Yeah,
password.
and you have to be a friend. You have to have a friend status and the rest.
you can sometimes see people's thing just if you say Jim Smith, New York, and it comes up.
You'll get a profile.
You'll get
you
a
may
profile.
get a couple of photos, but they're talking about, you need to be a friend. You need to have a password. You need to get into it. The answer to your question is,
I'm sure for you got clients right now that if all of a sudden they said, give me the guy's Facebook account, there's gonna be, every idiot puts something stupid on their Facebook account,
except
right?
me. I never put it.
No, not you. I said idiot, not rocket scientist.
It is the precedent that it sets because you think of Google where people Google anything. And it really does set a dangerous precedent. But I certainly want to know what Mark thinks about this. Here you serve a search warrant on a company which you're basically deputizing to do the search for you. If there's probable cause to conduct a search, you walk into the guy's house or you take the guy's computer, you search it yourself, and then it's an issue whether you searched more than you were authorized to.
But now you're asking Facebook
now
to do
you're
the
telling
work for
Facebook, you go do the work for me. If they are legally looking at a Facebook account and other criminal activity is in plain view, and they're legally looking at it, then it can be used against somebody.
And Mark, can it extend to something they weren't even looking for?
Well, you have to understand, what Jimmy says is a very real concern. The court, and this is only the intermediate level appeals court in New York, I expect it'll go up to the Court of Appeals. They never even reached that argument because they said that the company has no standing to challenge this, and that the only person that can attack it is the criminal defendant who gets indicted and then challenge it by a motion to suppress. The problem is that the defendant isn't going to be able to make that argument because the court also said in the opinion that the defendant himself has no reasonable expectation of privacy in the information because of what we call the third-party doctrine that we've talked about here ad infinitum. And we've also talked about Justice Sotomayor's concurring opinion in the Jones case, the GPS case, saying we need a new notion of privacy expectations for the digital age. So that's what we're talking about. So they're saying, Google, you have no standing to make this challenge. And they're saying, defendant, you have standing to make this challenge, but by the way, you have no expectation of privacy, so you can't win, so it's effectively unchallenged.
And I know I got to hit a break, but if this is upheld, and if this becomes the new standard, if they go into the account and they were, let's say, just looking for, Social Security fraud, but all of a sudden they find drug trafficking information or whatever,
if they have probable cause to search for crime X and they find while lawfully looking in places where evidence of crime X would be, and they find evidence of crime Y, they're agents of the government, and it'll be found under plain view and legitimized.
Okay. When we come back, what GM and gun makers have in common that make them literally bulletproof from many lawsuits.